Second part to that question about paleoconservatism, it was also about whether or not I think following people like Nick Fuentes or these other new paleoconservatives or alt-righters or whatever the hell they are is a good idea. No, I don't. I think honestly people that are nationalistically minded at this current point in time, they need to join the Republican and Democratic Party, because frankly we have a two-party system, and if you don't participate in one or the other, you don't participate. And the other thing is, not necessarily the Republicans. The Republicans are the party of big money at this point, big corporations, and they're also the party of screwing over the average person and basically bowing before Israel and Saudi Arabia. I think that there's more to be gained by embracing the concepts of the Justice Democrats within reason. I think the Justice Democrats, which are anti-Zionist to a large extent and are more about giving more about social justice. Now, people don't understand this. They think social justice is a liberal term, and I've made videos about this. In Germany, one of the 25, I don't know if it was in the 25-point program, but one of the aspects of the NSDAP was Volkisch equality, or Folkish equality, meaning basically social justice. And justicialism, or Peronism, but justicialism is literally named after social justice. So social justice is something I think we need to reclaim. I think we need to reclaim the progressive attitudes present in third positionism, more so than the conservative attitudes. We need to uphold on a personal level. And this is what people don't understand. Social conservatism starts with the one person, the unit. The problem is, like, this is my thing. This is one of the reasons I'm not against abortion being legal. I'm against abortion, but I'm not against it being legal, because the fact of the matter is, moral people are not going to go run out to have an abortion. If you raised your daughter correctly, she's not going to run out to have an abortion. The people having abortions, and I did a video about this on the heartbeat bill. The people having abortions are the liberals, okay, and the other weirdos. So the thing is, they're going to abort themselves out of existence. It's not conservatives having abortions. Now, to be more clear, social conservatism starts at the family. And that's also why I posted, well, I'm going to leave a link to some of Ellen G. White's books. I think there's a lot we can learn from Ellen G. White and how to build a strong society through a strong household. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people wonder why I'm so all over this chick from Argentina. She and I share many of the same concepts as far as building a better society through the family unit. Whether or not she still has those beliefs or whether she was just toying with them at the time, I don't know. But she and I share many of the same views of the importance of a monogamous family unit, and using that as a means to create a better society, one unit at a time. You have to remember, society is a collective made out of individuals. But you also have to understand the purpose of governance. What's the purpose of a government? The purpose of a government is to magnify the people, to magnify their will, and to do that will. It's what Juan Perón states in the first truth of justicialism. The only true purpose of government is to do the will of the people. And that's the goal of government. The interesting point is that sometimes the government has to go against the populist view in order to do what's right, and that's where our Republican system of government comes in. So I do think that perhaps flooding the Justice Democrats is a good move. Tulsi Gabbard actually got me to re-register as a Democrat. Now, I have been registered as many things, including a National Socialist. I was a National Socialist. That was the first party I registered with, I believe, and then I became a Constitution Party member because I thought I'd never get anywhere with a National Socialist registration. And then eventually I grew up and became a Republican, and not really became a Republican, but just registered as a Republican. And then with Tulsi Gabbard, I look at it this way: if they can keep pumping out people like Tulsi Gabbard, although it doesn't look like they will, I could be a Democrat, but you have to remember, the Justice Democrats, even people like Ilhan Omar is at least against Zionism. At least she's against Zionism, regardless of what else she's for. Alexandria Cortez has a lot of positive aspects to her. The problem is they're drowning in Marxist communism, even though I told her directly on Twitter, hey, maybe you should look into justicialism, and gave her a link to justicialism. I said, you like being compared to Eva Peron by Donald Trump. Maybe you should look at what Eva Peron supported and look into equity versus equality. And that's my view. I don't believe in following anyone, especially fringe movements, because it gets dangerous. Following these fringe groups, alt-right or what have you, it can be dangerous, because then you become a target of the authorities and things of that nature. And I do not recommend joining any groups, because the danger in that, the thing is, people need to understand the way that the Trump administration has been attacking white people, what they call white nationalists, but white people. Let's call it what it is. They're attacking conservative white people. Through the Department of Homeland Security, they consider white individualists to be a threat. So they're ramping up attacks on political dissidents. This is not a time to be a political dissident. People like me that came out before this started happening, it's too late, My face is out there, my voice is out there. But other people, I would recommend, just chilling and not getting themselves into any trouble. And even me, I'm not even that, that's the point. I'm not that far out. But if you look at the censorship, people like me are being attacked too. And it's only a matter of time before they crack down harder and faster, before you're doing time in prison for saying naughty things about Israel, So who knows? And that's all I have to say. I do not believe in following people like Nick Fuentes or any of these people, because it's a slippery slope to the same thing that happened with the alt-right, where it fizzled out. We got stuck with a lunatic in the White House that's not delivering what he promised. He's delivering the opposite in a lot of ways. And that's all.